Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sports Line at Sips Sports Bar. We got a great crowd. We got MMA fighters, MMA rappers. Young Buddha and the boys are here, and yes, I did want to say that. We're going to put this up on Pittsburgh Sports Line on Facebook. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32. Everywhere in the Pittsburgh area, we've been here in every community, at least somebody's watching us out there. So that's something new and something great to hear. And then on Verizon, we're covered, but on Comcast 7, it's only in Bethel Park. And I know a lot of people that live near me are watching us, so hello to all the Bethel Park people. Thanks for the great support there. And we also hit on Pittsburgh Sports Line on Facebook. The last number I heard is 2692. So, and that's in 1 year. And Brandy with an E after I said she liked us. I saw it. I just had to say that on TV, E after I. There's no C in Brandy there. And we have a great show for you, a lot of sports talk here. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Smoking Jim Frazier is back from his hiatus from the Donnybrook. And Chip the Prophet Hayner. And Zach Brenner, our other guest host from Tuesday nights when we're live in studio, is on his way. He's in transit. He should be here. Oh, I think he's giving me a message now. I'll ignore that till later on when he shows up. So we start our show with our first segment with What's on Our Mind. And we're going to do that right now. Hey, Chip Hayner, what's on your mind?
Thank you, Alan. First thing that's on my mind, I want everybody to take a moment and reflect on the families of the people that were on Flight 370, the Malaysian Airlines flight. Really, really horrible series of events there, and the way they handled notifying the families about their loved ones. Keep them in your prayers. But, past weekend, March Madness started, and everybody was all wrapped up into the NCAA tournament. Warren Buffett was offering $1 billion for somebody that could pick a 100% correct poll, and that went by the wayside by Friday. But the basketball that I want to talk about is something a little closer to home. 5 teams from the WPIAL won state championships this weekend, and I'd like to start with a shout out to the Seton LaSalle girls basketball team that won the state title.
Right down the road.
Right down the road from us here. Lincoln Park finally broke through and won a state title. The Blackhawk girls basketball team won. The Vincentian high school team won. And something that hasn't happened since 1983, when the Stowe Rocks basketball team won a state title with an undefeated record. Newcastle finally broke through after the 3rd year in a row playing for the title and not making it. They broke through this year. The Newcastle boys basketball team won the Quad A title undefeated. That's the first time a Whippeal team did that since 1983. But that's what's on my mind today.
Thanks, Chip. Great shout out to all the high school teams here too. There's a lot of great sports here.
I know that nobody was Gateway.
Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green,
hey, here's a new one.
You got to see Levine. Hey, I like to start off each and every show by giving a shout out to my main man, Dan the Man. Makes the best coffee on the planet. If you like coffee, order a cup from Dan. You won't be disappointed. Please take care of your bartenders and waitresses. Brandy waved to all your fans. And if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor. Grab a menu, because 2 weeks ago I had the best meatball hug you ever had in my life. It's because of the chef. The Chef Pete's in the back. And I tell you what, got to give a shout out to my main man, international master photographer Bill Boyce and his beautiful models are in the house. The Pittsburgh Steelers would like to add another running back to their team, so they should have signed Pocket Hercules Maurice Jones-Drew. He's small in size, but he's mighty otherwise. But they seem to like 6 foot, 250-pound LeGarrette Blount a little better. LeGarrette Blount, when he was at Oregon, was an honor student. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. I won't do it again, Your Honor. LeGarrette Blount was the best running back on Oregon's team, and they still kicked him off the team. LeGarrette Blount was the best running back on Tampa Bay Buccaneers football team, and they still got rid of the U honor student. LeGarrette Blount was the best running back on the New England Patriots football team, and they still got rid of the U honor student. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers want to adopt a problem player. Who's the GM for the Steelers? Angelina Jolie? Listen, if LeGarrette Blount comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe he'll bully 20-year-old Le'Veon Bell. LeGarrette Blount will bully Bell, probably make him sell and smoke blunts. And the only blunt that I want on the Steelers football team is a young male blunt.
Smoking Jim, I'm glad you had the week off, because that was one of the best openings that we've had this year in 2014. He set a record each week that he was here. Ever since that hospital stay, I don't know how you've done it. I saw your beautiful parents and their anniversary out there, so a shout out to your parents. Now I know he has his mama's smile. There's no doubt in my mind. I couldn't figure it out, and that's why he's a mama's boy here, like he said. And now we got a lot of announcements to make about Pittsburgh Sportsline's going to be on the road here. If you can pull in on that, John. We got the Golden Glove fights out in Penn Hills, Three Lakes Golf Course. Come on out. Starts at 7:30. Ticket information, call Jimmy Savetic at 412-298. And it's easy to remember, 7373. You can also go on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, and we'll promote that too. We got the master photographer during the show. Can't beat that. Now we're also on Thursday. You're all welcome to come out to Jessica Lee does jazz networking at Little E's, 949 Liberty Avenue downtown. It's right across from August Wilson Center. We do a mini Pittsburgh Sportsline show and talk about what's going on in the sports world and have other guests out there. So we're going to have a fun night there. Then on Saturday night, Smokin' Jim said we're going to the Rivers Casino. Now, I don't have all the details yet. He gave me a little flyer. Now, I don't know. I found it, but I don't think we can even pull that up.
Could you have gotten a smaller font?
Well, they put Smokin' Jim on a tight budget here, like it's zero. And I'll just try to read this off. Can you get me? Okay. Now I know why he's allowed to go to the Steelers war room. Because if I were his best friend and I were the GM and I'm getting players like that and he talked about me, he wouldn't be allowed to eat steak and sit there and tell me how great he is and he had this great player and that great player. Well, he did mention Mel Blount. Guess who the first guest is here? Who says he can't read? Where's little Z? Mel Blount's going to be there. Randy Grossman, Robin Cole, Louis Lips, Andy Russell, J.T. Thomas, Mike Wagner, and a local judge, Dwayne Woodruff. So it looks like an all-star cast. I don't really know what's going on. There's some time and benefits here. It sounds like a fundraiser. I'm not going to even mention how much because Smokin' Jim said I can get in for free. Now, I can get in free at the casino. I don't know about the rest of you. And some of these guys are amateurs. He's a gambler. So he must know something more than we do. So come on out to the Rivers. We're going to try to film that event because it is an event with Hall of Fame football players. Right, Smokin' Jim?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was that call from there?
Heinz Ward's going to be there?
No, he couldn't make it. He couldn't make it. But you keep liking the photos that I put up of Heinz Ward on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook.
Well, see, the key was we're going to have Hall of Fame football players there.
Why did he bring a technicality out? That's it for what's on my mind. We're going to start our next segment here with our guests. and we're going to do a special event here that's never been done on BPTV. One of the MMA fighters, he has a beard. They fear the beard. Hey, Don, you want to come up here? Don, introduce yourself. You've been on our show before.
Yeah, it's Roland Donnie Bard from Amherst, PA, and well, I'm here to get this thing shaved off.
Why don't you tell the folks the story we had where they're after your bout? It wasn't a successful bout, but he has a lot of heart. I'm telling you, he does. And his opponent had to get ready for 2 days, and you didn't know who your opponent would be. Just unbelievable with what these guys go through and the training and the shape he's in. He actually had to gain weight.
Yeah, that didn't even work out too well.
I know it did. I know. Well, we'll talk to Hank about that because he's a trainer extraordinaire.
Exactly.
And I've seen him eat hot cheese puffs or something, and they were blowing out everywhere. We'll talk about that later.
Alan, I think that's a little too much information.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I saw.
TMI, TMI.
Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. You're laughing about your jokes all the time. Come on now. You got those inside jokes left and right. You're allowed to throw one this way. Come on.
The difference is, though, he's not king.
Yeah, that's the point of it. Thanks. Hank, that's why you're my brother.
From another mother, you're just a good-looking son.
Thank, buddy. All right, Don, enough of the interruptions here. What happened at the Tilted Kilt? And this was before everybody was drinking heavily.
Tilted Kilt. Oh, yeah.
It's coming back.
Samantha, I tried.
It's been a long one. But, no, we were, you, me, Brenner, and my girlfriend Sam were all sitting there. And made a promise to her that if I lost, well, it was coming off. And, well, unfortunately, I lost on Saturday night.
And then what did Zach say?
He's like, oh, let's do a shear the beard on Monday night. I said, why not? I told her I promised I'd cut it off, so why not?
And I got in a lot of trouble because I said it's a great idea. So Samantha showed me an older picture of the brawler here,
Yep.
and he's a handsome guy. All right? I don't know. I disagree with you. I like you a lot, Don, but you're up here. Samantha, come up. We're not going to wait any longer. This is a BPTV first. Shear the beard. A drum roll or anything.
Yeah.
I better eat my fries here.
Yeah. You'll be eating some hairy fries.
No hair for me. All right. What do we got here?
Since we don't have scissors, we have clippers.
Ah, no. You got a sheet or something you need on you. Where's
That's
this?
the only thing I forgot.
Where's this hair gonna fly?
There's a garbage can right there.
No, she's looking for a place to plug it in.
Oh, plug it in.
Right behind
We got
that.
outlets.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but we need. You know what? We may have to bring that garbage can nearby. No offense, sir. Look,
I guess we got janitor duties for later on, huh?
there we go. You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Let's get him in position for the shear.
This is going to be good.
You have no idea how long she's been waiting.
All right, come on now. Shear that beard. Here it goes, folks. This is it.
Hey, can we put it up to a vote? Because I kind of like the
It's
beard.
too late. Get out of here. Get out of here. The beard goes. I'm in charge here. The beard's gone. No vote for you. What are you doing play-by-play? She got the first quarter. No blood.
Hey, you shave half of it off.
She got skin. Here, let me cut into that. Come on.
Oh, no.
Hang on.
Here we go.
Lean on to there. Watch out, buddy. Are we even trimming anything?
Not even coming off.
What kind of trimmer do you have? Here.
Take it from here.
L's going to
Take it this
send him
way.
a bill.
Yeah, take
You
it
know
this
what?
way.
I got to charge for this. Wow, this cutter is dull. Where's some scissors at? This isn't right. All right, bring it up, Hank.
We ain't using no knife.
Brandy, get me a butter knife.
Wow, these aren't sharp at all.
No, they're not.
Samantha, I'm sorry about this.
I know.
Maybe he isn't handsome under there. He's got scars now.
Good job. Jason's gonna get
What's up,
involved.
Jason? You want to help? Get a piece of that. That's Jason the Whip Willett. He'll be the next guest.
Yeah, if you take it from the neck up to the chin.
Yeah, let him keep sideburns.
Take it from the neck up to the chin.
Oh, Jason drawing blood.
Yeah.
That's nice. Good job.
I don't know. It's so thick.
That's how I do it.
I know.
He can do it all. He can make milkshakes.
Alan, you know what? You should have incorporated your friend from Azazu.
I know. Marianne would do it. We should have had Azazu come up here. Is that how we do it? From the neck. Chip told
Yeah,
me go from the neck.
up to the chin. There you go.
Nah, I don't think it's still. Chip, I got some skin
I
on
didn't
that
make any
one.
bet.
Sorry, Donnie.
Little skin in the game, huh?
Unbelievable. Sam, we're having difficulty. You want to keep a mustache?
Is Lil Z next?
No. He's keeping that. He keeps his trim.
No, Little Z is next. I said we shave his too.
No. Yeah, but you know what? He's not here. He didn't make it. That's not catching you at all. I'm good now.
Yeah.
That helped. I saw what Jason did. If my young son Jason can do it, I can do that.
Before you were pulling hair.
I know. Well, I didn't know. You got a wire brush here, my friend.
Yeah.
I am not a professional, just so you know, and I'm not trying to take anybody's job. Oh, that's going to hurt there. You don't see this on anybody else's show. I know that.
We don't.
Thanks for doing this, Don. Can you get a little there, Samantha? We got to try it. That helped a little, Chip. But
Are you right-handed there?
yeah.
He can fight 125 now.
I think you're right. He doesn't gain weight that well, so
Yeah, right?
keep eating. Does somebody have that best meatball hoagie or what? It was really 2 weeks ago. I think we're getting it. How's it look? Let me take a look here. You got to do the rest.
It's my beard. I might as well.
He's finally in on it, folks. It took him 3/4 of the beard.
There is a Donnie under there.
He's alive.
I guess it's too late to say lunch better with the beard.
No, it's never too late. I'll tell you what, not only is he tough in the ring, look at how tough he is right now.
Yes, he is.
He's mutilating himself, folks.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it down pat now.
Yeah, he's beyond pain. He's bleeding. He's pulling hair out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then we'll do an interview after that for 10 seconds before he goes to the hospital.
Before he starts on the pain medication.
Somebody buy him a drink. Where's that moonshine at? Any moonshine here? Can you numb him up a little? Please. Wow. He's human again. Brandy, get the card out. See if he's old enough here. He got a baby face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Card him.
He's shaving in the restaurant.
He's shaving on our show. Brandy, where's your photo? Pittsburgh Sportsline, the first ever. An MMA fighter. Look how tough he is. A dull blade. He shaved the whole beard.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Don, you're unbelievable.
I'm telling you what, man.
What a commercial.
You talk about a man of his word, huh?
He's a good man. And
Yes,
that's
he
some of the
is.
guys that we're meeting here in MMA.
That's a good one.
Yeah?
You sure? Yeah, you have me looking goofy at him again. So. And he didn't cut his hair, just the beard. How about that, folks?
I'll tell you what, man. I tip my hat to you.
I got to shake your hand. I don't care. That was awesome. I'll tell you what, you're a good sport. You're a good guy.
I try.
Now, when's your next fight? Forget about this beard. Get that out of here. He's a fighter.
Next fight,
What are you looking at?
probably
Try to shave up because your chin's a little.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You're welcome.
What is it? Probably August.
Looking for August.
Yeah, give me a little time to fix the holes in my game and then come back a lot stronger. And
No, it was nice seeing you at your gym and how you guys train and stay in shape. We're going to try to hit a couple gyms each week, and it was nice to see you guys. You guys started us off with the MMA, so we always try to give you a shout out. What's the academy you belong to?
Academy of Martial Science, Team AMS.
And like them on Facebook. We do. We spread those likes around, so we appreciate it too. Well, Donnie, thanks for being a great sport.
Thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome. Now, how does he look? Wait a second. Smoking Jim?
Come on. Amazing.
He looks like the fugitive.
You just missed the beard. Here's the reason he did it.
And he sneaks in the back door.
That's the only way they let him in. That kale smoothie, one of the best I had with chia and everything else. Look at it, kept me strong so far. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Al.
Hey, it was a tough decision the other night, but I'm glad you showed some character. You come out in public. It was nice hanging around with you. And here's what I have to tell people. Jason's one of my heroes. Now, we're up there watching this MMA bout. These guys are so tough. Jason broke my new friend Myron's rib. Broke his rib. He was actually swelling in the ring while you two were fighting. He was swelling up because of his rib. He got a move on him. If he could have just breathed for 10 seconds more or 5 seconds, I believe you would have beat him.
Yeah, and
What happened?
Well, I guess whenever I went in on the double leg, I ended up breaking his rib. I didn't know his rib was broke. He had me in a nice tight triangle. I mean, he had to have been going through some serious pain with the broken rib. But Myron stayed disciplined. He held on to it, and if I wouldn't have tapped, I would have passed out. But I didn't, so I didn't get suspended. So I'll be fighting again on January 28th or June 28th.
June 28th.
Hey, that's a couple days for my birthday. Can you win one for me, please?
Oh, absolutely.
My man. Definitely. Well, it's nice to have you here. I forgot the green tea. I forgot my green tea. I was supposed to bring him green tea, and I forgot. So he said he did me a favor and forgot.
The honeycomb.
Oh, man. I'd have been energized. You ever have honeycomb smoking, Jim?
Never heard of it.
It's not a stripper.
It's not a breakfast cereal either.
That is not a stripper. You don't get this every day. What's going on? I saw you eating. What were you eating tonight?
I was eating another meatball sub.
No way. Was that the best meatball sub you've ever had?
The best in the Steel City.
Wow.
All right, Jason.
I don't know if the owner's still here, but he may appreciate. Brandy, pass that on to the owner. Jason just said something about that meatball hoagie.
It's amazing.
Best.
No idea.
And that was Brandy. She made a cameo appearance last week for 10 minutes. This week, 20 seconds. That's what happens. So, since you're eating meatball hoagies, you're not going up in weight in class, are you?
No, I'll probably start my weight cut next week.
Next week? Well, then you can't have another meatball hoagie for another month or so. Couple months.
Sometimes you just got to make sacrifices.
Yeah. That's why I appreciate him. I mean, he's serious. It sounds funny, but he's serious. What else is going on?
Nothing much. I actually got a shirt here for you.
No way.
Has a few of my sponsors on it here.
You know what? Flip that around first, because I know who you are. Get a close-up of that. These are the guys that support quality athletes like this. Flip it around, too, because you got sponsors there. Boy, that's a nice group. And these guys are always looking for sponsors to help them be successful and be able to train like they do at the gyms. And that's great stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. We'll have to do some business later. Maybe we can work something out there.
Sounds like a plan.
It is. What else do you want to tell your fans? Anything they should know? How do they get a hold of you?
You can hit me up on Facebook, Jason Joseph Willett, or you can go to my athlete page, Jason the Whip Willett. I'm also on Twitter. I believe it's JJ Willett 1983 with 2 L's and 2 T's.
You better explain that one again. Say it slow. Go ahead.
You can reach me on my athlete page at Jason the Whip Willett on Facebook, or you can go to Twitter, JJ Willett 1983.
There you go. And Smoking Jim's on Twitter. What's your handle, buddy?
I don't know.
I got a handle at AlPGH. So if you friend me on Twitter at AlPGH, then I'll know who you are. All right?
I'll friend you on Twitter after this. Oh, for my Muay Thai kick.
Whoa, who's that fan out there?
That would be Brittany McLean of McLean Health Systems.
Wow, is that one of your sponsors?
Yes, they are.
You know what? We might have to have her up for 30 seconds. Introduce her. You stay here and bring her up. Since she's short, you can get her in the shot. No offense. I got 3 sisters that are all 5 foot tall. He's a gentleman. Why don't you say who you are?
Hi, I'm Brandy McLean from the McLean Health Systems. I just do some flexibility training with Jason, so he's been a wonderful person
And what does
to
that
work
mean?
with. Flexibility, I teach him yoga.
Okay, well explain. How about one yoga pose from Jason?
One yoga pose from Jason.
Like here, I do a little bit of yoga like this. There's some flexibility. Now watch Smoking Jim do that. Smoking Jim?
Jim's meditating.
There you go. Breathe out. See? Now what does he do?
Can you do the whole position as stand and put the leg up?
I
too?
can, but I'm on the air. I'm a host here. You're not supposed to be taking control here. There we go.
Exactly.
I thought he was getting ready to do a river dance.
And that's our live entertainment. Hey, thank you very much for being on our show. You can watch us on, we'll post it on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, and then it'll be on YouTube, Verizon 32 everywhere.
Okay.
So thanks, and make sure you
Thank
see
you,
Devin.
and everybody cheer Jason on.
Oh, that's not a problem. I'm a big fan of his.
Before you go, can we see your ring?
Oh, sure.
Nice. Yay.
Thanks, Jason. That's the class guy that Jason is. You got fans everywhere, buddy. That was a nice yoga pose, too.
Oh, thank you.
Any other one to leave us with while you're sitting?
Hold up.
Mr. Yoga!
Wow.
And that's a BPTV first.
I'm not a BPTV first.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, buddy. I didn't know you had in it. That's it now. Enough of this. All right. Hey, guys, what do you think about what's happening in sports here? We got Pirates next week. We got the hockey team. They're playing tomorrow night after another loss there. Just crazy.
And we've also got the dismantling of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, you look at
No, rebuilding.
Oh, I call it dismantling.
I called it rebuilding last year. They don't want to hear it.
But they've got 9 picks in the 7 rounds of the draft on May 8th. And this is their one chance to get it right. And they haven't seemed to have done that the last few years. And they need to get about 4 or 5 starters out of this draft. And I don't know if they're going to be able
Hold
to.
it. You're segueing right into our expert here. Smoking Jim with the great drafts that they've had the past few years, D minuses. What's the possibility, and you're a gambler, what are the odds that they get 4 or 5 starters out of that? Because I agree with Chip, they need it.
Well, yeah, they're long overdue. But anytime you got a franchise elite quarterback like Big Ben, he probably got 4 or 5 more good years in him. You should try to surround him with some quality talent, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question about what's the odds.
0 chance.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. You're like a politician anymore.
Yeah, he commits to nothing, yeah. Except the heavy money.
Well, we know he's a winner. That's what counts. And that's our halftime show. We got to get these guests on here. We got some young rappers coming up, so we're going to bring those rappers up right about now.
I'm Jay Lee. I'm Mystery. I'm Young Butter. I'm Young Butter.
Young Butter? Well, now we got their names. Do you guys like sports at all?
Love them. Love them.
What's your favorite team?
Probably the Steelers and the Penguins, for sure. I mean,
he's like the rest of the guys on our crew.
Yeah.
When I ask a question for one, they give me two. Yeah. All right, who are your favorite teams?
I'd have to say Steelers, hands down.
No, he doesn't.
I'm going to have to get one.
I got to be different and say 49ers, but I'm a Steelers fan, too.
You could. If you're not from Pittsburgh.
Look, Steelers and Pirates.
Okay. All right. We could do that. We could do that, so. No doubt, but you're allowed to root for somebody out of town. I'm not one of those ugly Steeler fans. Like, I bleed black and gold, and the Steelers have 6 Super Bowl rings. Right. That's more than San Francisco. Yeah. Right. But San Francisco's been playing like the Steelers of old. So I actually am a little bit of a fan there, Smoking Jim, and Arizona West.
Maybe they can let you borrow a little bling.
That's right. Oh, you see, I don't have anything on me, but now we know you like sports. You got associated with our MMA guys. Yeah, what's this song that I heard from Hank, who we're going to bring up after you guys?
Better Move. That's Better Move. It's a Fractured theme song.
Okay, Fractured. Whoa, wait a second. Yeah. I don't know if I can take this off. Whoa.
There it is.
Oh,
yeah. There it is. That shirt's famous.
I got that shirt.
It's getting hot.
That's right.
Hold it, Brenner Contracting, man. It's hot up here. Woo. Did you see that?
Drop it. There you go.
Whoa. Thanks. See, that's why my rappers are helping me. The only thing is, what happens when you lose the mic?
No one hears nothing.
You know what? These guys are so vain. Here, there's nothing in my hair. Oh, he's got a hat too.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
I got nothing in mind, Alan.
Okay, well, see, I figured a guilty person would answer. What is that?
That's one of our flyers for our CD.
What CD is this? Does it have that song?
Right, yeah, it has that song.
Well, why don't you talk about that song? Because I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it at Stage AE.
No, that's the Fractured song. That's
the Fractured song.
We have a video for that right now online on YouTube.
I saw it online.
Yeah.
That's why you got to explain this stuff to me, guys.
Yeah, it's
I've been looking at all this stuff. Driving me crazy.
Yeah, the Fractured theme video is doing good right now. It's almost got like 1,000 views in like a week or so.
That's great.
It's
and I watched it twice.
Nice. So 998 more.
I'm doing the best I can. Make sure you like Pittsburgh Sports Line on Facebook.
That's right.
I did.
I know. We'll pass those likes around.
Yeah, we shared
like that.
Definitely. What else is happening for you guys? What's coming up?
Lots of stuff.
Name one then, because you guys are getting 2-3 answers. Give me one.
We just did a video with Lazy Bone and Bone Thugs and Harmony, Grammy Award-winning group.
Get on.
Yeah, it's the song's called $1 Billion Mind State. That's gonna be on our next album.
$1 billion.
Billion, not million. $1 billion.
We like that because he's always telling me
it's a mind state.
Over there.
Definitely.
And we got our next album's gonna be called Public Enemies because that's kind of who we feel like we are right now. It's the Public Enemies of anybody who you
got a chip on your shoulder.
We got a chip on our shoulder about some local things, local situations.
Well, look at how we met.
Right.
Who would think a guy that doesn't know rap?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I like the song.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
So,
we do.
Not that I like all the songs.
Right.
Got to be honest.
Nah, that's we fall in that category a lot with people. Like, hey, we like your song, but I don't like rap.
I like a couple of them.
Right. Hey,
I've been watching them.
We got hundreds.
Thank you.
Well, good luck to you guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up. You kept your word.
That's right.
Even San Francisco, they come in. Good luck
for
to
the
you
Steelers,
guys.
man.
Go Steelers. Go Pirates. Thanks for making it.
Thanks for having me back again. Appreciate it.
Definitely. What's going on with you guys? It was great seeing your gym. I want to announce that we were out there. Your
thanks.
little cage that you built. It looks like Little Z was with me. You know he's itching to go in that cage.
You know, I can't wait to get him in that cage. We're gonna have to like, develop our own little class of fighting there for him now. He's like, look, I'm gonna punch you in the face, but you can't punch me back. I'm gonna take you to the ground, but if you like it on the ground, we gotta stand back up.
Let me co-sign that. That is true. That is true. I was there while they were at the cage.
Basically, he walks in, he's like, just give me your money, we'll leave, shake hands, that's a wrap. You know what I mean?
But he does want to hit somebody.
Right.
That's the other
But
thing.
not necessarily somebody that's going to hit him back.
No.
Well, I want to give you an announcement. Just today I found out that he's down to 280 pounds wearing boots and clothes and a hat.
Shave him off, he's 275.
You think? And throw away those boots? 272.
272.
Now, what division would he be fighting in?
Damn.
Another BPTV first. You don't get to hear that. And that's how they got Fractured Gear. Because he's been fractured.
Oh, man.
I like that division. He might be the only one in that division right now.
That's all right. We'll build it up. I know a lot of people around here.
They'll have to lose some weight.
What you looking to do, Mr. Sir? What are you looking to do? Going in on that? Instead of just sitting behind the mic at the boxing matches, I say we put you two in the cage.
Wow.
He's like, shut up, Big. It ain't happening.
No. Hey, he was a super athlete in his day.
And now he's just super.
Yeah, exactly. Scout. He's
a scout. That's right.
Models, football players, boxers.
But that weekend that just passed, St. Patty's Day weekend, that was a phenomenal weekend for Pittsburgh's combat sports.
Really?
We had the Donnybrook that you were at. We had Gladiators of the Cage. It was just to see these young guys get up there and do what they've been busting their butt to do is awesome.
And I know you're a modest guy, well, some of the time, but I did want to talk about your event this past weekend. I heard rave reviews about it. Chip Hayner was telling me how Stephanie went and enjoyed it. Love the event that you had. Explain what it is. I've liked the page. I think I was the second one to like it.
Yeah, you're on it pretty quick. Yeah. Which I appreciate. You got to share the love.
We do.
The SAFE program, it's self-awareness and fighting exercises. It's a self-defense program. It's designed to lessen your chance of becoming a victim, and it's based off your body's own natural reactions to like fear, the fight or flight, scenarios. You don't have to be a martial artist. You don't have to be a professional athlete. Very simple, but it's basically, it's a lot of lecture too, It teaches you how to lessen your chance of becoming a victim. Don't park in dark areas. Walk around corners wide, Don't unlock your car at your key fob before you get too close, you're too far away so people don't jump in your car. Different things like that. But we had about, 50-something, about 50 people this weekend.
That's great.
The year before that we had 75, 80. So it's staying pretty consistent around that point. But
how long have you been doing this?
Since '99.
Since 1999?
Yeah, I've actually been teaching that program since '99.
Wow, I didn't know. I thought it was a few years. That's great. I better read more of the stuff on there.
I've been teaching it as a pro bono program for the Ross Township Police Department community for the past 3 years.
Okay.
I donate my time there, but I've been doing it all over the U.S.
That's great. These are the things when you hear MMA fighters, there's another side to them.
And it's not just me. Everybody out there's trying to do something, especially the local sports. I know that for a fact. A lot of the guys will easily, in a heartbeat, give back.
Right. No, we've seen it, and we're glad to be associated with a lot of this. Plus, these T-shirts and stuff help,
Oh, yeah. It gets the word out. You know what I mean? We need the Pittsburgh Sports Line shirts.
Oh, we're going to come out with one eventually. The magazine's coming out next week, though. I want to tell you that. The magazine will be out. We also have a new partner and sponsor I want to announce. Hank Hanasick, Jason are talking about doing it, so we just about signed a deal. I got the contract here. We'll work it out.
That's all right. The whole signing in blood and first child thing makes me nervous, but I guess,
Well, how many children do you have?
I mean, you want me to have?
Not with me. Stay away.
All girls. Yes, I have all girls.
An uncle of mine had 2 daughters, 3 daughters, and they were debating because he always wanted a boy. Like I was a boy, of course, and 3 sisters, so they wanted to compare. He had a 4th daughter. He had a 5th daughter. They quit.
Yeah,
so there's still hope for you.
We're kind of in that situation. We have a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, 17-year-old, and a 24-year-old. All girls. So there's no break in the stage. Each stage of life we're dealing with it. So, yeah.
And I see Chris smiling in the background there.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
4,
5,
6.
So,
And she was one of the best photographers at the Tilted Kilt that I saw that night. Now she just found out about that because we're in a couple of those photos.
Not only was she taking photos, but she didn't realize she was taking it with Jason Willett's phone the entire night. She stole his phone.
Yes, she did, because during Lent she gave that up.
Right, yeah, so she on her phone, but she can use someone else's.
Exactly. God understands. We discussed that before the show.
That's right. But no, seriously, the weekend that had just passed with the fighters, Jason Willett, Donnie Bard, Track Addicts obviously doing a song and video for us was absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
Just trying to help local talent, local, getting everything out there. And we're going to continue to do that, keep working towards the goal of, making Pittsburgh a lot more public and on the map as far as MMA goes.
Before you go, tell them, of course, I like shameless promotions. Promote the heck out of what you do. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, again, Hank Hanisick with the Academy of Martial Science, Team AMS, 300 Camp Horn Road, North Hills area, just off of 279 North. Mixed martial arts, self-defense, kickboxing, Muay Thai, grappling, and so on. Also, if you want to host a SAFE seminar, let me know. 412-537-6122.
One more time, because you're a fast talker. You're not on QVC selling anything. What's that phone number?
412-537-6122.
Thanks, Hank.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I appreciate it.
Al, thanks for having me.
Well,
I know you had a busy slate. I always appreciate being squeezed in somehow.
Well,
especially
sometimes you're a feature, just like on Thursday night. If you want to see a show, come out to Jessica Lee, Jazz Networking Happy Hour. Trapper Tom is going to go a little more in depth with the event that he's going to talk about right now.
All right, thanks, Al. The Keystone State Wrestling Alliance once again returns to action at the KSWA Arena. That's in Lawrenceville. Bell time is at 7:30.
What's the address? Tell them.
120 51st Street in Lawrenceville.
What corner? What corner is that?
Butler and 51st, right behind the gas station.
And the reason I tell you that is there's a boxing place that we've been to, the Royal Place.
Right
it's
on
actually
88.
on 88, but if you say 51 and 88, nobody gets lost, except... Go ahead, Tom.
KSWA returns with the Joe Abbey Memorial Tournament. For those who don't know, Joe Abbey was a pro wrestler in the studio wrestling days. Very rarely did he win. However, in the community he won because he earned respect. Big heart, hard-working guy, and that's the epitome of what the KSWA
What kind of work did he do?
He was a real-life repo man. He sold food for Kraft Foods, and he did whatever else he needed to do to put food on the table for his family. And he also wrestled with Frank Durso as tag team partners. Frank Durso was a longtime member of the KSWA family. He just recently went into his second retirement, but you never know.
Second retirement.
You never know, Frank Durso may come back again. But this Saturday night, Chili Billy Cardill will be there.
Nice. Pittsburgh icon.
Isn't he a Hall of Famer with
yes,
you guys?
sir. He Jumpin' Johnny DeFazio.
No, not Jumpin' Johnny
and
DeFazio.
Chuck Martoni are inducted into the KSWA Hall of Fame this Saturday night. And as a little surprise, I'm not sure if he will see this. There's a proclamation for a one-of-a-kind proclamation we've never had before.
Oh, out of the city of Pittsburgh?
Out of the city of Pittsburgh, we've never had.
Not with the mayor and city council.
Luckily, we've had county council proclamations. We've had city council proclamations, including the year 2010 when the KSWA was celebrated for our 10th anniversary in pro wrestling in Pittsburgh. And now we have a proclamation from the mayor's office, Bill Peduto, for...
Isn't he one of your biggest fans?
He is one of our biggest fans. He's been to many shows. Keep your fingers crossed.
Is he one of the crazies?
He is one of the crazies. Keep your fingers crossed. We're hoping that the mayor may make an appearance. We can't say anything because I'm not even sure. Phone calls have been placed, emails sent. We shall see. But the Joe Abbey Memorial Tournament, the Jester and the former
the Jester's a scary
KSWA
character, Smoking Jim.
and the former KSWA heavyweight champion Dr. Devastation, Lou Martin in one match in the semifinals, Lord Zoltan and Bulldozer in the second match of the
What's he weigh?
semifinals,
What's Bulldozer weigh?
365 pounds.
And that's legit. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, he's every ounce.
He is a huge guy.
And that Jester is one of the scariest jesters that I've ever seen in my life.
But the fans love him, though.
He almost fell in our chair where me and Zach were sitting, right next to Stephanie and Chip. That's how close he was to us.
That's right.
Scary.
And then the winners of those two semifinal matches go on to the finals of the Joe Abbey Memorial Tournament this Saturday night. All told, we have 9 matches. It's going to be a huge night.
Wow.
7:30 bell time. The KSWA heavyweight champion Shane Starr and a tag team partner of his choice go up against the Mercenaries, Sniper, and Canada's national treasure, Nasty Nick Crane.
All right.
Nasty
We
Nick
saw
was
that
angry.
Nasty
Nasty Nick was angry because he promised to take the KSWA belt home with him to be in the Olympic parade along with the hockey teams, the men and women hockey team. It didn't work that way for Nick, so he's furious. And he and Sniper have issued a challenge to Shane Starr and to anybody, the KSWA champion Shane Starr, and anybody he wants to choose from the locker room to be his tag
hints
team
on who
partner.
Shane's going to pick?
You know, I was going through the roster, looking at the card we've already announced. I have a few guesses, but
give us one just to tease us.
Keep it under your hat, huh?
I'm keeping it under my hat.
You know what? You build suspense. I tried. You know how I am. I just tried my hardest. Won't you tell us again? One hint.
It's somebody on the KSWA roster, I think.
Okay, thank you.
That narrows it down.
You know what? I'm going to check that because I had some of my agents go in there and get one there. So I'm going to study that twice. By Thursday, I'll have an answer
Fantastic. But KSWA.net for all that information. We got a huge night of action. It's going to be a big celebratory night because Chili Billy Cardill, the voice of studio wrestling for almost the entire run of studio wrestling.
Will you interview him while you're doing
I will be inducting Chili Billy into the Hall of Fame.
All right. What an honor.
So that's, for
We're going to have a little picture of ringside Rosie.
I don't think she's around anymore.
She is not, but
She's
feel
passed.
free, Chip.
Smoking Jim and I were just talking about this before you got here. Every time that you have one of these events, except for the time when Chip and Stephanie and Zach and I went there, Smoking Jim was on another mission that night. So he goes,
He was lost at 51 and 88, wasn't he?
Well,
You
he
can
didn't
tell
know.
me.
He didn't know it
You
was
can tell me.
88. He didn't know it was 88. He went down 51. Never made it there.
You know, Smoking Jim, California University of Pennsylvania is on Route 88. You know that, right?
What a revelation. Tom,
didn't know that.
I appreciate your help.
I appreciate you allowing me on the week of the event.
I just want to tell you, you were going to get 2 minutes. You got much more than that because we did have a couple cancellations here. I told you the record I have is 13.
Oh, yep.
And that's it showed up. So anything under that, we'll get you on board when you have a great event like this. You're talking Pittsburgh icons here.
Studio wrestling to this very day is synonymous with professional wrestling in Pittsburgh, and this has always been an opportunity for us to celebrate the folks who came before us. And these are some of the biggest names from the studio wrestling era because we've already had Dominic DiNucci, we've had Bruno Sammartino at our events, we've had Bobby Hurricane Hunt, who was somebody that blazed a lot of trails in studio wrestling, and there was just a couple of names that we needed to have. We've had George the Animal Steele, and we've been hoping for John DeFazio, who I spoke with today, and Chili Billy Cardill Bill, who is excited about being there.
Can you tell us how old Bill is now?
Bill turned 85 years old on December 10th of last year.
You know, Chili Billy kept me up so many weekend nights with the Chiller Theater. When I was a child, he made me afraid to go to bed.
You and me both.
It made me afraid to go
I
to
slept
bed.
like a baby. I cried myself to sleep, and it was fine.
You woke up every 2 hours crying.
Well, definitely. I didn't stop. It was awesome. But good luck on your event.
Thank you very much.
That's great, and that's on the corner of
51st and Butler Street in the Lawrenceville neighborhood within the city of Pittsburgh at the home of professional wrestling in Pittsburgh, the KSWA Arena.
And make sure you go there.
Trap, I'm going to be representing Pittsburgh Sportsline. I'll be down to see you Saturday night.
All right.
There you go. You heard it. You got another person there.
Thanks, everybody.
There'll be 2 of the 313 people. Welcome to the Sandbox. We do Z time, and we let the boys kick sand in each other's faces. I declared that the new time.
Well,
Sandbox.
Jim Frazier is every bit of NFL scout that Zach Brenner is a cage fighter.
Hold it. This is another BPT moment. He knocked it out of the park.
You see my defense is
It's
ready.
gone. That one was hit right out of the park.
Yeah, he's just showing off his ground game to Jim.
But I'm going to win the Brenner contracting poll. My Iowa State and my Arizona is still alive, brother.
Yeah,
Where you at
seen
with
me.
that?
You should have seen me trying to get the $15 out of this man's heavy pockets. He said, "Man, that's a real brother move."
Hold it. Who pays you first?
No, actually, Chip.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Take it back.
There's only 3 of us there.
Well, Levine's gone. He had Wichita State. He was riding that Chip
I'm
Kool-Aid. Chip's gone, and it's just me and you. And I got Florida in one and Arizona in another. So
Iowa State, baby.
Yo, Zach,
Don't worry
the
about
real
it.
brother move is it was 2 for 25. So I doubled down. I got 2 entries. I got 2 entries. I got 2 entries.
Wow.
2
I
horses in
still
the
got
show.
3 entries going. I've got all the number 1 seeds picked to win in one poll or another. Who knows? I'll probably lose them all.
Hey, if you got Florida, if any of your teams are still in it, you're in it, you know, right now at this point. But
What's on your mind besides this stuff?
I was curious to see that we signed a washed-up wide receiver from the Saints onto the roster. How does the scout project and feel about that move? We still have no wide receivers on the
Don't
roster
like
behind
it.
Brown.
Didn't like that move at all.
I would have rather brought Burris back for all that.
No, I mean, he'll catch more passes than plaques.
Or the guy that just caught 10 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Autry. Yeah.
Caught
Well, you know, they signed Cotchery. I mean, he didn't sign for an outrageous amount of money. They got him for what, $5 million for 2 years? Or something like that?
Yeah, it was.
Well, maybe this is a sign we're going in the right direction because it's time to give some of these guys that are washed up.
Hold it.
not a
I
contract.
heard somebody last year kept saying they were rebuilding. Myself, before you jumped on that Levine bandwagon.
When you still almost, and we could go almost though, but we still were a field goal away from making the playoffs still. For as bad of a start to a season that we had, that we still rebounded, and still as terrible of a season, we still almost made
But
the
that's
playoffs.
called parity in the NFL. Roselle started that, and it finally
Parity. I
sunk
mean,
in.
there's a lot of teams that couldn't buy a victory. Jacksonville, Cleveland was always trying to,
Well,
point
that's
shade.
traditional. That's traditional stuff. We're traditional winners, except we're 8-8 the last 2 years.
But right now, Cleveland is making the most moves in the division. But this draft is probably one of the biggest drafts in the Tomlin Colbert era. Like this is the one that got the most focus and the most spotlight because we're close. If they could just hone in and draft a couple key pieces that we need, we'll get over the hump. We might get back to 10-6. We might get back to 10-6.
I'm still a fan that a couple games. Look at the end of the year; they were 6-2.
And I'm
Two of those games they choked on. They would have been 8-0.
I'm glad we didn't sign Maurice Jones-Drew. Like I'm glad we, we
Hold
blocked
it! You're
that.
breaking his heart.
You
missed his
Mighty Mouse?
opening.
I did miss it. I was working.
Well, you know what?
not
Jones
again.
Drew is as much of a problem as LeGarrette Blount. You remember 2 years ago he held out and he's already under contract? Do we want another person like that that's whining about the money they're getting paid?
No.
We got rid of Mike Wallace for that.
Yeah. I think they got a shot. I'm with you, even though they're rebuilding. But I like when a team says we're rebuilding and then they do well, because then the bar's set a little lower, so then you exceed expectations.
As of right now, who do you have the Steelers projected to draft in their slot without moving up or down?
Well, I was hoping that Michael Evans from Texas A&M would be there, to satisfy Big Ben, being that they won't extend him to a contract that he deserves.
So there you have it, folks. Jim Frazier has the Steelers projected to take a wide receiver. I like it. I like that player from Texas A&M. I think he's a good target, and Ben will, he'll fit in good. And we need players that can come in right away. We don't need, Jarvis Jones, who, by the way, I went back and watched film on Smoking Jim, and he's over pursuing. So I don't know how he could be too slow if he's over pursuing to the ball. Like he's not.
Maybe the guys he's chasing are even slower.
Hey,
time will tell.
I was watching Georgia film. I'm sorry. I couldn't get any good pro film on him.
Really? Oh, he has direct access to whatever the Steelers have. You've already been to his house and shoveled snow. Call him up again.
I guess I'm gonna have to
call
come
and
back
talk
up.
to
It's
him.
supposed to snow tomorrow, 1 inch. So
I heard.
might be back
You
in the
ready?
neighborhood.
You need somebody to shovel. I know you're out of salt.
Yeah.
You got to be out of salt. Would you shovel his driveway again?
Yeah, I'll shovel his driveway. I write it off on my charities.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him when the sun comes out it may melt because it's spring.
We call it the little Fraser House, Little Fraser House charity.
Little Fraser House on the prairie.
Yeah, it's the house for starving models.
Are you serious?
And all of us was donating for you to go back to Daytona 500 next year with our brackets.
Oh, is that what he did? Hey, Smoking Jim, you're the best.
Hey,
he's gonna get another tire. He got a tire.
Hey, next year I'll bring you a tire back.
I want a tire.
And don't try to put that on any of your cars. It's not gonna fit the rim.
Hey, enough of the sandbox. Z time is done. We're done. We gotta say goodnight. Thanks, Chip Painter. Thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier. Thanks, Little Z. Thanks to all the great guests. John the Tiger Kiger, thanks for the expert camera work. Devin Shea, thanks for whatever you do. I can't figure it out. He's been multitasking. What do we do on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook? Do we stay the same? 2692 we're up to. Thank you very much. Watch us on Verizon 32 every Tuesday through Saturday, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Comcast 7, the same thing in Bethel Park. Have a nice night. Drive safely, and thanks for coming out.
See you tomorrow night.